Okay, who was just on at the Garden Tomb? Whoever was just on the Garden Tomb, welcome back. About a half an hour ago or less, I left the Garden Tomb, and now I'm headed over to someplace very special. And it's nice to come back now that there's nothing to do except remember, because it was an amazing night. Okay, who's here? Hi, Days of Old, Mississippi. Hi, Maria. Hi, Marlene from New York. Hi, Las Buenas, Sweden. Hi, Marcelo. Hi, Zara. In Brazil, Emerson. Hi, Jeannie M. Hi, Leslie from Maryland. All right, let me flip it around. Hi, Elizabeth. All right, well, if you remember, not so long ago, thanks, Wade. Apricida, I hope I'm saying that right. Hi, Carol. Scalzi, hey, from Joyzy. Hey, Carol. Hi, Sonia. All right, we're going to make Aliyah. We're going to ascend from what's called the Mamilla Mall to Migdal David. Migdal David. Okay, ready? One step at a time. Madrigot is steps. One step is madriga. Madriga. Aliyah, going up. 2. The modern city of Jerusalem, and here's the old city of Jerusalem. Before us, we have the Jaffa Gate. Hi, Imelda, Galveston. Hi, Edgar. Hi, Katie. And here we have the Tower of David. Woo! So, there it is. Back in October, we did the live concert. That was quite unforgettable, and thank God it's finished. Woohoo! It's finished, and you can grab it on iTunes and Amazon, and I don't know how to explain the feeling, but it was the biggest thing I've ever done. From what we know, it's the first ever Messianic Israeli Jewish live concert ever done inside the old city. And we're just so grateful to God that it all went so smoothly, and many of you contributed to it, and it just was the most special time as a musician with purpose in my whole life, to sing the praises of God the Father and to speak about the love and salvation of the Messiah inside the old city. It was unbelievable. So let me show you again here. So we're going to go through the Jaffa Gate. You guys are so cool. And there's the Tower of David. This whole area. Right now it's a museum now. If you look at the top here, see all those bullet holes? I mean, this pretty sick war. 1967, the 6 Days War. You look at some of these aren't just accidents. Some of them were things drilled in from a long time ago, but some of them are actual bullet holes. I mean, there was an all-on war to take Jerusalem in 1967. My uncle Micha was one of those guys who came in on a parachute, floating on a parachute with his platoon, and many of his buddies didn't make it. But here we are, Jerusalem's in our hands. Golda Meir said the biggest mistake she ever made was to give the Temple Mount back to the Muslims, because to appease them at the end of the war, even though we had the Temple Mount, and we would have definitely, because we're a democracy, we would have respected their wishes and allowed them to still go up there. Now we're not allowed to go up there. We are sometimes, but it's very, very controlled and very volatile. So right now it's been peaceful, thank God, in this area. But let me give you some more views. Shalom, shalom, Jerusalem. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay, who's out there? Hi, Katie. Hi, Diego. Edgar, hello again. Thanks, Edgar. So here we are, Old City. Jaffa Gate from the inside looking out. The Turks had a beautiful watchtower here 100 years ago, but the British, all you Brits out there, we love you very much. But back in the 40s, they were really hard on us. They actually tore it down. They didn't like the Turks, and it was hard. It was a hard time living here back then. But with the grace of God, here we are, back in the land of Israel. All right, a little bit more of a walk here. Come on, Edgar. Deborah, that's our prayer for all of our people throughout 2,000 years. Deborah, L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim. Next year in Jerusalem. That's always our prayer. So may that be your prayer, next year in Jerusalem. So here's the old city. Come over here. I know some of you guys will never get to come to Israel, so hey, I've got a camera, I've got a phone. Here we are, Tower of David. Here's the outside of the wall, and down this way is to the western wall. HaKotel HaMaravi, the western wall. Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Inside Kever. Okay, so that's about as far as I'll go in. But there's the police station on the other side of the entrance to the Tower of David. There's Christ Church Guest House, a lovely guest house in there as well. And this is the Arab side where you go to the market. Yeah, you know what? Why not? If you ever saw the video Gadol Elohai, you see me walking up and some guy looks over my shoulder. I have no idea who that guy was, but this is where it happened. Gadol Elohai. Gadol Elohai. You know what? Let's keep going. I might lose you for a second with the connection down here. Shalom in India. The vendor. September we have a tour. Worshipinisrael.com. And you don't have to come with me. There's plenty of great tours here, but we come every September and we worship throughout the land and sister. All right, stores are starting to close. I'm going to hang a left here towards the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which a lot of Christians will go to. I'll give you a look at the store. You guys want to buy something? There you go. Take your purse to the screen and it'll be yours. See, everything's going fresh squeezed. Say, I haven't seen any cats. Some more cats. So there's a story about this, my camera. But you guys are listening, some of you. All right, the story about the cats is the British came. This is what I've heard from my tour guide friends. There's another cat down there. The British came, and there was a major rat problem here. in the old city here in Israel. So the British came. And oh, sorry, Josh. Maybe I'll just walk slower. I'm in the open now. The signal might have been bad because of where I was. Okay, so I'm in the open, so hopefully the connection's better. I'll walk slower. Closing up. This is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Almost. So this is a Catholic site that Helena, mother of Constantine, is death, burial, and resurrection. I don't agree with this, but it's quite an amazing place to go in. So you guys can be in on this shouting match. There's a story about that ladder. There are, I think it's 3, and I'll get corrected later. 3 sects of Catholicism here, and they all have a certain part of it, and sometimes they get into a huge battle over who is what. And that ladder up there is still a place of contention. It's been there for years. They don't know whose it is, and if they move. Thanks for hanging on. I'm gonna sign off, but I was inside there and the signal was so weak because of this big old concrete building built around the place where they believe. Actually, people are kneeling right now because they believe that's the stone where they laid his body to prepare it for burial. And if you look against the wall there, it shows, and I always tell my kids, it shows, I can't go in because I lose signal, but it shows where he dies on the cross. They take him off the cross, they place him on the stone, and this is the stone that they're all leaning against right now. And hey everybody, and then they place him in the tomb. And the crazy part to me is that this beautiful painting, it's beautiful, it really is. And I use it as an example for my kids. Every time my kids hit a certain age and we go in there, I'll basically say they missed the story. The most important start of the there's only 3 steps, death, preparation for burial, and burial. And of course, this is that stone. They believe is the stone of prepared. I'll put this around. People are walking by, but so they missed an important part before, where he was there no more because he was alive. The most important part. It just blows me away how I know they believe he was risen again, but the most important part of that painting should be a big glowing light coming out of the tomb saying in Greek or whatever language they want to write, he's alive, or in Hebrew, he's alive. So it's not a place, I guess it is a place to remember, and we do that every Pesach. We remember, that he became our sacrifice lamb, but it's also a place of joy just to remember that he won. In the end, he did die, he did give his life, but the Mashiach that came here 2,000 years ago, the greatest rabbi that ever lived, came and gave his life as the prophets had foretold. But he's alive. He's alive. That's the story. So I love you guys. I'm signing off from the old city. And if you haven't gotten the new Live at the Tower of David, just go to iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Spotify. It's all there. Or go to our website and order the CD or the DVD. It was amazing. Glad we did it, and hopefully there will be plenty more people coming behind me, or hope maybe we can help support musicians that have the same heart to see the Messiah lifted high and Hashem be praised right here in Israel until he comes back again. And then of course we'll sing to him until he comes again, and then we'll sing to him forevermore.